So a Danilo goal in the second half wasn't enough to spark a Rangers recovery in the second half after a calamitous set of goals conceded by Rangers in the first half. Bruges didn't create all that many opportunities on the night in comparison to some of the opportunities created by Panathinaikos a few games ago, for example. But the difference that they had was they had the clinical edge up top to finish the chances off. The first goal comes, it's one of the most calamitous goals you'll ever see. It actually comes from a Danilo shot that was blocked, and then a long ball up the top. It's almost a clearance just to get it out of the danger zone, and De Giga just assumes Butland's going to come for it. It seems he's not even looking at the danger, and the Bruges player steps in, and it's actually a really good finish. In fairness, to chip it over Butland for 1-0 a couple of minutes into the game, and then only a few minutes later. Bruges player unmarked in the box from a corner and finishes it off tidily into the bottom corner. And at that point, you felt as though it could have got absolutely humiliating for Rangers, particularly since just before the 20th minute, a really nice finish from the Bruges centre half on the half volley after a poor headed clearance from Rothwell sends it in at the back of the net for 3-0. And the way the game was going at that point, you could have felt that Bruges could have made it anything they wanted at that point. Every time they went forward, they looked like they were going to score. Rangers looking pretty toothless in attack, apart from the left-hand side with the new left-back and Gassama, and creating a bit of positivity in the game. Everyone else looked dejected, void of ideas. The defence looked shaky. The Giga at times in the first half. Second half, he became a bit more solid, but in the first half, there was a couple of occasions, even after his calamity for the first goal, that he could have given away the ball a couple more times. Butland, his clearances falling to players. It was just not great at all from the first half. Second half, of course, was an improvement from Rangers, although it couldn't have been much worse. They did score relatively early on through Danilo. The new left back sends a really good ball and cross. In fairness to him, I think if anybody can be proud of their performance tonight in a Rangers shot, well, somewhat proud, it's him. Danilo can't miss from the range that he's at. Managed to get one back. Bruges then created a few more chances, forcing Butland into a couple of good saves as well from set plays down low to his left and right hand sides. And the only other major incident in the game came where Gassama thinks he's clawed another one back, but VAR decided that Mignolet, having two hands on the ball, he's kicked the ball out of his hands. It is touch and go, you could say, where Mignolet, yes, does have two hands on the ball, but has he got it fully under control just yet? However, my understanding of the rule was if the ball was touching the ground and Mignolet's got two hands on the ball, which he does, then Gassama can't kick it at that point. Regardless of whether it looks like he's got it under full control or not. So probably rightfully disallowed. VAR didn't take long to call the referee over to the monitor, and he disallowed it almost on first viewing. Bit of huff and puffing from Rangers towards the end. They could have got caught on the break at the end as well, to be fair. I think it's Tavernier gets back and stops it from ending up 4-1 going over to Belgium next week. But you'll feel as though, similar to how the games have gone when Rangers have gone away from home in the Champions League so far, where they've been severely under the cosh against Panathinaikos, they managed to come away with a draw, and then under the cosh against Pilsen, and came away with a loss. You think that Bruges will look to kill any chances off next week, and they probably won't concede three, you would say, at home. However, technically, I suppose, with them getting the goal back, there is still something to play for. I think if they'd gone 3 goals down, then it would have been completely game over, even though I think it's highly unlikely that Rangers will turn this around now. Yeah, I don't know what else there is to say. It'll be interesting to see what Russell Martin's post-match comments are. Fans started leaving at half-time, social media all over the place in terms of Martin out, that sort of thing. Big boos at half-time and full-time. So it doesn't seem to be a good atmosphere around Rangers at the moment anyway. It'll be very interesting to see what St Mirren do at the weekend, if they add to the woes or if Rangers finally get their first league victory. But Paisley has been a tough place for them to go, so we'll see how that goes. So it's over to Celtic tomorrow to see if they can get a win in their Champions League endeavours, and then Aberdeen and Hibs on Thursday for the Europa League and Conference League. Thank you very much. If you are new around here, please consider checking out some of the other content on the channel, and I'll catch you in the next one.